Hi, I'm Samantha, this is the channel Trying to Get By, and if you have clicked on this video, you are wanting to see some of the budget meals we have been making this past week or so. So carry on watching and I will show you what I've got, and at the end we'll talk about the places that we resourced a lot of our food from.
Today is going to be a real easy one. We've got this plant-powered tikka masala that we got through, I think it was Shopmium, and it was 4 packs for the price of 3, plus we got a discount as well. So it works out about 70p a pack. We've got some potatoes that we grew in our garden. We've got mushrooms that we got reduced. So I'm just going to cut these mushrooms up, put them in the frying pan, cook them down. This is meant to be cooked in the microwave, but I'm just going to throw it in the pan with the mushrooms. And these potatoes, I'm just going to cut into wedges and throw in the air fryer. There we go, tonight's tea. So we have wedges, our tikka, extra mushrooms. I did pour a little bit of plant milk, a bit of soy milk in there just to loosen the sauce up a bit. But there we go. That's probably cost maybe, what, 40p a portion? Okay, we're a bit chaotic for tonight's tea. If you can hear a hum in the background, I've got the dehumidifier on. I have been canning some, let me quick show you. That's parsnip soup I got from the bread and butter thing. I've got carrot soup going on there, which I will be canning shortly. I've got a frying pan on here because we're going to be using up Olio vegetables and Olio rice noodles. But over here we've got some tofu that we got free because we had vouchers at Sainsbury's. So I have just marinated this in some soy and I'm literally just going to throw it in the air fryer. I could have compressed it a little bit more so it didn't go a bit broken up, but there we go. I'm just scooping this out. There we go. If there's a little bit left, I'm not too worried because I'm going to use this bowl to make a sauce. So that's going in the air fryer to crisp up. So that air fryer, can't bother to preheat. Don't tell me to turn it around. I'm probably going for about 16 minutes at about 184. That's starting. In the meantime, I have got garlic going on in here. I'm then going to put in this vegetable stir fry mix, which consists of a lot of lovely veggies. This half a pack is 2 of your 5 a day. We've got mixed vegetables with broccoli. What can I see? I can see broccoli, I can see carrots, I can see onion, I can see bean sprouts, I can see cabbage. So that's going to do its thing and cook down. I'm going to turn that down slightly. What I do often do with this, instead of just stir frying, is I will put in a bit of water so it will fry from the bottom, and then I'm really steaming it because I put that on top. And in here I have got some char sweet sauce, which is yummy, so I'm going to pour some of that in if I can get it to go in. I think I'm going to have to use a spoon. So, oh, is that, yeah, that spoon's going to go in. So we're going to go in with a good tablespoon-ish of this char sweet sauce. Oh, I'm going to use that for mixing. Then I have got some miso, but I'm going to use a different spoon for that because I'm going to keep that nice and clean. About a teaspoon of white miso paste. There we go. Put the lid on that. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here just to break it down a little bit when I can finally get that lid back on. So a little bit of water in there from my squeezy bottle. Just give that a little mix. If you used hot water it would mix a lot better, but it'll be fine. And then once everything's cooked for a little bit, we'll chuck this sauce on, we'll chuck the noodles in, and then we'll have tea ready. My veggies are nice and steamed. Like I say, I don't really stir fry them, I tend to steam them. So I'm going to throw it in these noodles. There we go. So obviously I want these to cook along with the veggies I'm going to leave the lid off now. I'm going to pop in our sauce that we have made. There we go. Pour in that. I'm just going to give that a little mix as well. And then we are going to add the tofu once it's cooked. It's got about another minute or so to go. And then we're just going to bring it all together. There we go, all dished up tonight's tea. Now, if you want to, you can do like me and get some cashews and just sprinkle a few of those on top. Let's have a quick taste. And like I said, this is 95% free in terms of what we've got from vouchers, Olio, etc. That is super, super tasty. So tonight's dinner is we've been busy all day, been at work, done things, so it's time to make the most of the prepared meals. If you've not seen this video, I have made, if you can look down there, 16 containers with 4 different meals. So we've got rice and beans, sausage casserole. What else have we got? Oh, all the way, sausage casserole. We've got a lasagna. And we've got pasta and meatballs. I quite fancy rice and beans. We've got some salady stuff in. That'll go quite nice with rice and beans. So tonight's tea, rice and beans. So tonight's tea, we've got the salad that we've got from the bread and butter thing. We've got the coleslaw we got from the bread and butter thing. And we've got the pre-made rice and beans. If you've not seen it, look it up. I'll put it in the description box and I'll probably put it at the end of the video. I've got stuff to do today, so slow cooker tea is the best option. I've got it on high already just to start warming it up, but I'm going to turn it down to low in a bit because it's going to be on for hours. I find this one works better if I want a low slow cook. I do have my Instant Pot, but it seems to run hotter than this, so if I want to do a quick slow cook, I'll use my Instant Pot, but if I want to do a long slow cook, this is the best one to do. And I'm literally just going to find what I've got, which I have got an onion and pepper. I've got some sweet corn out of the freezer, some garlic paste, some tomato paste. I've got some broccoli that needs using up. I've got some mushrooms that need using up. I've got loads of chickpeas from the freezer that I'm just going to literally just throw in there with some tomatoes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tomato puree in because I want that to get sort of cooking first. So it just takes that raw flavour away. So I'm going to do that, pop that in, spread that about a bit with a spatula so it gets a bit more contact with the base. There we go. Pop the lid on and then I'm just going to chop up all my veggies ready to go in. Okay, I've chucked a bit of garlic in there. I'm going to throw in my tins of tomatoes. These are plum tomatoes because I just find that they're not as watered down as chopped tomatoes, and I'm just going to use my masher just to get them broken down a little bit. I'm going to rinse out the tins as well, don't forget to do that, to add a little bit of extra moisture and sauce to whatever you're making. I think I'm going to throw pasta in this later. Right, so we've got all that. I'm now going to go in with my chickpeas, which are very frozen. I've also got all my other veg, which I just dumped into the container my mushrooms were in. There we go. Sweet corn, if I can open the packet one-handed. There we go. Because I'm holding my phone in my other hand. Sweet corn can go on top, it won't take too long. Depends on how much you like. Just using what you've got. That's what I'm doing today. There we go. Did I say I put some garlic at the bottom? I can't remember. Anyway, I put some garlic at the bottom. Just going to rinse out that tin, that tin, and then give it a bit of a mush down. Now basically, it's like I say, it's going to go on for a good few hours, probably 6, 7, what time is it now? 11 o'clock, Chris finishes at 6, minimum 7 hours. And you choose your herbs, you choose your spices, go spicy, go not spicy, go very herby, go not very herby. I'm going to have a think and decide what I'll put in. I'll let you know what I decide ultimately at the end. Okay, first thing first, the spices I put in was Cajun and some oregano. Figured that'd be quite nice, and I've tasted it, it's really quite good. I've put some salt in it as well. And then I've made a boo-boo. I said I was going to do pasta, which I still want to do, but I only have this much pasta with this much sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in this pasta now. We've got about an hour to go. So, open it up a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Got about an hour-ish to go. I'm still keeping it on low. Pop that in. And then, to top it off, I'm going to throw in some spaghetti. But that's obviously not going to take quite as long to cook. So I'm going to give this about 15 minutes to get going. And then I'm going to put the spaghetti in. And then I'm going to have to break lots of Italian people's hearts. Because to fit it in here, I'm going to have to break the spaghetti in half. I am so, so sorry. Here we go, tonight's pasta dinner. I will say add extra water or liquid, whatever liquid you choose to, for your pasta, particularly if you're using spaghetti, because it will get clumped up. I've got a few little pieces. Let me see if I can find some that have got a bit clumped together. I think I've broke most of them up, but we did get some big clumps. So I just added a little bit of extra water. So that's tonight's tea. That's why it's looking all messy around there, because I've mixed it a number of times with the lid off, which is why around here is looking a bit scruffy. But, oh, there you go. There's a clump. You see how the plaster's gone a little bit clumpy? So it might not be cooked 100% the way through. So for that last hour or half an hour, however long you have your pasta in, particularly if you're using spaghetti, give it a mix every 5 minutes or so, just to make sure you don't end up with clumps. So that is my thing to note on this. But other than that, it tastes really good. I have tasted it. It is going to be very filling. Yes, we are going to have far too much for one sitting. So, hey ho, rest can go in the freezer. Well, these sausages are looking a little bit lonely, but that's because I'm not feeling very, I'm feeling a bit, you know, there. So this is Chris's tea. So these are 3 vegetarian sausages, and I've rooted out a Mexican soup. Yes, August 2023, but it will be fine. I don't think I can open this one-handed. Can I? No, I'm going to have to put the camera down. Won't be a sec. Okay, I opened it and it kind of went, woo, way. Anyway, so I'm going to pour this, which has got potatoes in, over Chris's meal. I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'm probably going to scoop up that little bit of mess. But basically, I've said this is Mexican soup. If you look in the mixture, it is basically a little bit of potato, some tomatoes, some kidney beans, some other beans, some carrot, I think some courgette in there. You know, this is why it is always useful to have something. Now, I can my produce. You can always freeze it. Canning lasts longer. You know, 2023, August 2023, what are we on now? That's got to be nearly 18 months ago. And it works really, really well. If you can can things, learn how to do it. I will put a link to the canning group that I use in the description box below. It's called Global Freedom Canners, and they are amazing. We water bath can. If you are American, I apologise, because I know that in the USA, the FDA, is it the FDA? I think it's the FDA. It's something with letters. It's the people with letters like to tell you what to do. And Europeans have been water bath canning for years, and it is not a thing. We don't have any controls over it. If you're worried about it, don't do it. Do pressure canning. But this is what I do. It works really well for us. I'm happy with it. It's fine for us. And it produces a meal so quickly. We have got so much canned stuff on our shelves upstairs. In fact, if I remember on this video, I will go upstairs and show you my canning area, where I have got loads of canned produce that we have been doing for years. But this is Chris's tea. I will be chopping up the sausages though, because I always think chopped up sausages make it look more volume than whole sausages. Tonight's tea, we have got mushrooms that are looking a bit sad, plus a couple of portobellos that we got in a, did it was in a bread and butter thing? I can't remember. Anyway, we got those. And we've got these, Miami meatballs. Never heard of them. A friend of mine gave them to me, a good few packets. So we're going to go for those. I'm assuming we can pan fry these. The best results, cook in a frying pan. Okay. And so we're going to go mushrooms, meatballs, leek soup. You could use a mushroom soup. I haven't got any mushroom soup left, so I'm going to use a leek soup as my sauce. And then I'm going to ask Chris what he wants it over, whether he wants it over rice, or we've got some lamb western fries things in. So there's like scoopy fries and twisty fries. You might want those. But I'll see what he says when he gets in, and we'll throw those either in the air fryer or we'll cook some rice off. So basically all I'm going to do is just cook off my mushrooms, cook off my meatballs and throw on my sauce. Right, we are done. Chris decided to go for the curly fries. So that is what we are having on there. Well, I'm trying to shake it out with one hand. This is not working. I'm going to take the base out. Hot. There we go. There are all the curly fries. I'm going to split them between... Chris is trying to talk over me while I'm trying to do this video. Anyway, split those between us. And we have got our mushroom meatball mixture. And so that is what we are having for tea. I'm sure it would taste delicious. Anything left over will get thrown in the fridge. And I will use it tomorrow. Even if there's no meatballs left, I will still use the sauce on something for my lunch tomorrow.
I hope you enjoyed watching those meals. Yes, the pasta, I'm sorry, I did put too much pasta in that meal. However, it has made 2 more meals for us, so they're in the freezer, which are keeping us going. Now, I did say I would talk about where we resource our food from. Obviously, I use the supermarkets the same as everybody else, but what I have been doing is I do surveys online for those who haven't already heard about these, for a variety of different online companies. I've been doing them for years, and they give you points, and the points you can convert into supermarket shopping vouchers. So for the past month and a half, I've been using a load of Sainsbury's vouchers, which meant that essentially the food is for free. I also use Shopmium and Checkoutsmart and GreenJinn, which are apps that you can put on your phone, which will show you where you can get food discounted. Well, they do cash back. So for example, you might buy a bag of, what's something we bought recently? Oh, lamb western fries. So in Tesco's, lamb western fries are normally £3 something, but then you can add a club card reduction to that sometimes, and then the app will give you 50% back or a certain amount back. So you collect it in your cash pot, and then you can cash that out as well. We also use a resource called the bread and butter thing. If you want to know more about that, I will put a link at the end of the video to my bread and butter thing hauls, where I've got things from there. It is a great resource for those of us who are on a slightly lower income, and if it's available in your area. Now, it's mostly the northeast, northwest, and heading towards the Midlands. But I do say often in my videos for the bread and butter thing that if you contact them and you're out of the area, hopefully they'll see that there's a demand for it and will help you out in your area too eventually as well. My greatest resource, oh, excuse me, getting a bit froggy today. My greatest resource is Olio. Olio is an app that you can download onto your phone, and it shows you where people are collecting food waste from the supermarket. So for example, I'm going to go do a collection today, and the person who lives near me has done a collection last night from Tesco's. They collect whatever is near its best before date, or the things that Tesco's thinks that they need to get rid of because of the dates that they're not allowed to put on their shelves anymore. That person then uploads them individually, each item, onto the Olio app. They are allowed to take 10% first, so that's their bonus for doing the collection, is they get to take the 10% that they want, so they have the first choice. Then everything else goes on the app, and you just click and request. I mean, I'm picking up today a load of salad things because I know Chris uses salad in his sandwiches, and also I find it's quite a good side to have on all our meals. And some they were giving away as well. I think it said on the listing 45 packs of hot cross buns. So I've not claimed that many, but I did ask if I could have 4 or 5, please. If they, not too many people claim them, they will give, you a slightly larger quantity. So that's what I'm going to go and pick up today. So like I say, Olio is a great resource. We get other things from there as well. We have had meat replacement products because with us being vegetarian. So I've had sausage, vegan sausages and Beyond Burgers. I once got a pile of 5 packs of Beyond Burgers. That was amazing. So keep an eye out for that if you haven't got that already. Have a look, click Olio on the Google store or the iStore or whatever one you have on your phone, and see if there are some people doing that in your area. It is a brilliant free resource. I hope this helps you, gives you some ideas of the sorts of things that you could cook at home, but it's also what we cook at home and some of the resources that you might not have heard of or want to have a try of. Thanks for watching. Like I say, I will put a bread and butter thing video over there, and I'll put some of my grocery hauls over there, and you can have a look and see what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.